Welcome to Kumba Software's DPAA tutorials. This tutorial is about how to upload files into your DataPower appliances using the DataPower Administrator's Assistant. So be sure to set your video playback to high definition, and though some visual details of DPAA may have changed since this video was created, the functionality will be the same. So to get started, I have DPAA running. I have a couple of appliances selected. I've selected a domain for the purposes of this demonstration, and I'm on the Files tab. There are three subtabs here, and we're going to be describing what we can do on the Upload Files tab. But for the demonstration, I'm going to quickly go back to the Manage Files and show you the directories contained within this domain. I'm going to select a couple of directories, and then I'm going to search. And basically, this is just to show you that there are no files currently in these directories here. This is important for this demo. I'm going to go back to the Upload Files tab, which is the second tab in the Files tab set. And I'm going to click on the button here to select a file from my local file system. Now, ordinarily, when I click on that button, you may have to navigate around, but this time we don't have to. And we'll select the three files I have here, just by I can do Control-click or Command-click. And I want to select those files. And you can see DPAA has listed these files here with the anticipation of uploading them into our DataPower appliances. So by default, it will select the local file store in the local directory, and it will by default to give it the file name as found it on the local file system. However, we can go in here and change this file name as we see fit, or I can say set headers, for example, to give it a different file name. I can also drop down the file store and select a different directory where I may want this file to be uploaded. So this is an option available to us. I can drop down the directory so that the subdirectory, if that directory currently exists on the system, and I can also give it a new directory. Well, for example, I can provide a new directory here. But there are some nice features available to us within this tool to be able to copy all of this information around. For example, if I select Store, and I want all of these uploaded into Store, I have one of two options. I can peek on each one, then select Store, which would be fine with a 3-file example. But what if I had 100 files that I was trying to upload? Well, we wouldn't want to click every time. So if I right mouse click, you can see I have the ability to copy the file store to all or selected. So I could select a couple and then I could, but I'm going to select this one just because they, hey, do we want to copy the value? Yes. And you can see that now all these say file store in them. So again, I can go back to this one, repeat this, and get them all back to local just as quickly. I can select this one and right mouse click and select copy the directory to all or selected. So again, if I select this one and then this one, right? And it depends on the last one you selected, which is important. I'm copying that directory, so this is the last one I selected. If I now select copy directory to all are selected, you can see it only copied this to this one and not both of them because I had this one selected. It is important to understand. I had to select this one last in order for that to work. If I get it another way, if I select this one last and copy directory to all are selected, notice it copied the last selected directory to all those that were here. So it might wipe out what I'm working on. Then we have the third option, which again is to select the new directory. So if I select up here, for example, and I decide out that both of these are the new directory, and again, imagine you have 100 files. 3 is not a great example here, but I can copy the new directory to all are selected. And then, oh, I selected this one last. I made the fatal mistake. Yes, did I? So if I select this one and then this one and repeat that, then it copies the new directory. Keep in mind, it's the last one you select that determines which one is going to be copied to the others that are in the selection list. When we're ready to upload the files, we can use the Upload button or right-mouse click Upload Files or hamburger menu Upload Files. And then in this case, it's going about the process of uploading the files that are in my list up to the DataPower appliances, and it may have to create some new directories in the appliances along the way. So I'm going to go over to our Manage Files directory, and we're going to see that there's a new directory here. And I'm going to select all 3 of these directories and search to show you now we have those files we wanted to upload in all of these locations. Now it's important to note that we have uploaded the files to every selected appliance in every domain that exists in those appliances to the locations we had designated in the upload file. So even though we have 3 examples here, we ended up with 6 files uploaded because they're in different directories. And in some cases, if you had multiple domains selected, then it would upload all of these files into every domain of every appliance you had selected. And so you could end up with a lot. So pay attention to what you have selected over here before you perform an upload. I'll remove these files from this list by selecting them all. Click there, Shift, click. And then I'm going to delete the files and get rid of them. So we've uploaded those files. Another nice feature of DPAA, and if you plan ahead a little bit, you don't have to spend so much time selecting and deciding what directories and file stores you want to upload files to. DPAA has a nice drag and drop feature. I can select, say, this directory. Then I can drag it and drop it here. And now notice what DPAA is doing. DPAA is simulating, and let me kind of emphasize here. If I go into that directory, you see a lot of subdirectories and a lot of files, and if I go into more, you see more files. So this is what DPAA has done. DPAA has gone in and decided to upload in a minute in your upload instruction what you dragged and dropped. Now, I could have added the directory, but the whole point is it's replicating what it needs to replicate into the system. Now, this is where you have to be a little bit careful. You see, we already have an on-disk directory, and it wants to upload everything everywhere. It's trying to do the best job they can do to replicate what you have, but this is not desired. And this is where those features that we were demonstrating before come into play. So we don't want to take this out. Otherwise, I'm going to end up with a double directory before I get this file. I don't want that. So I'm going to pick this out, and then I'm going to select all of these with a Shift click. Then I'm going to Control click on this one, and I'm going to say copy new directory to all who are selected. And in this case, because this was the last one I had selected, this is where this one went. Somehow I inadvertently took this one out. We're to look at it. It's easy to fix. And then we have some other features here where, again, we have this problem again where we don't want the double directory. And so we can repeat this feature as much as we want. I'm going to Shift click to show you how I can save time and wipe those out. And then I think I have everything set up the way I do. So you can see how those features work much better when we have a lot of files we're going to be uploading. We have the ability to select all or select none as well. It doesn't matter. When you select upload, it's going to upload all of the files regardless of what you have selected. The selections are for mass changes to what you're trying to do. I'm going to select upload now, and DPAA is going to go through the problems of creating all the directories and uploading all of the files. And now what I'm going to do is go back to the Manage Files directory. And you can see now I have a lot of subdirectories. I have a lot of other files. And if I search here, you can see that I have many copies of these same files scattered throughout the system, because this is basically what I had selected from my local file system. But you can see that very quickly I was able to get all these subdirectories created. Not that I could have had created more, but you can see all of these files. Now, this is a lot of files that we have uploaded with one simple drag and drop operation and a few little edits to take care and do some cleaning up. But at that point, we've got all of these files uploaded here just that quickly. This is all we have for this video today. Go out to www.kumbasoft.com. Go to the Features and Tutorials tab so you can see all the other tutorial videos and features we have. Or the DataPower Administrator's Assistant. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to get all the updates for and new features we have. Or the DataPower Administrator's Assistant. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.